I first met Jill Bernstein professionally, actually, which I'm not going to go into, but suffice to say, I was in her office with my son, who was in a little bit of trouble. And I think it was in about 2007, probably 2008. And at one point, I started kind of weeping in the corner as she talked to my son who was in trouble. And she looked up and said, what are you doing? You know, why are you crying? And I said, okay, sorry, this is just, I'm kind of upset. I'm kind of mad. And she goes, don't worry, Mom. She said, you can, when we're through with all this, if you want to murder the guy, I'll defend you. Which so it was like, oh my gosh. Anyways, I was intimidated by Jill when I first met her. And she, of course, was really great. She did just fine by my son, and life is happily ever after for him, and all is well. But then I met Jill later in the league when she and Annette were co-chairs, and I hadn't been very active. I'd been a dues payer, and sort of looked back from the sidelines supporting the league. And those two cornered me when they heard that I had a master's degree in nonprofit management, and they were excited about some ideas of working with the board. And really from there, she had me hooked and worked with the board. And what I just want to say about Jill is I don't know that I've ever met a more generous, warm, kind, and dependable person in really in all my work I do. You know what, if I have never had Jill turn me down when I've asked her for anything. She's been there. You can count on her. She's dedicated and really just has a grace and a warmth that is much different than her defense attorney demeanor when I first met her, which is really great. And so this is well deserved, and I'm thrilled to be a part of your video to send you this great congratulations.
Congratulations on being the first recipient of the Legends of the League Award. Thanks for all you've done for the League. But specifically, I'd like to take you back to 2014, when the membership was really interested in looking into women's economic security in Whatcom County. And you supported that idea, and I appreciated it. I also appreciated the fact that you supported me when I offered to chair the committee, so that was great. But that's not where it ended. In fact, you joined our committee, and you gave us a lot of hours, you gave us a lot of ideas, and you really were committed to us because you really followed us through the whole process. First of all, you helped us when we took the final report to the board for their approval and publication. Then you participated and I believe led the public and membership and community meeting that we had out at the college. And then finally, you helped us along the way as we took the position statement to the membership for their approval, and they did approve it. And so it was a fact of life. So you were really in this through the whole process. And I know we all appreciate it. And I just wanted to thank you specifically for that and to say again, congratulations on your award.
Hi, Jill. I am so ecstatic to hear about that. You are our first legend of the league. You actually very rightly deserve so. And I have watched, you know, that we have been known each other for so many years. And you were early in my political career to project me to the public who I am. And as many people didn't know. And after that, I really admire your service on the Incarceration Prevention Task Force. It was such a difficult task, and very few people wanted to step up and do that. Of course, jail discussions were going on, all kinds of things were happening. And what you did is incredible. And you set a standard for that task force. And look how much accomplishments we have done. And this doesn't come without a excellent leader. And you are one of them. And I know your history with the league and your history in this community. I don't think there's anybody left you have not touched, or any major issue in our community you have not touched. And I'm so honored to be known to you, and you be known to me. And congratulations, enjoy, and have fun.
The thing that comes to mind first when I think about working with you on league events is how fun everything is and what a joy it is and a pleasure it is to work with you, because it's just a really good time. You always say to me, it should be a good time. We should be having fun. And so thanks for making it fun, and thanks for doing such great work for the league. The centennial was amazing, even with the pandemic. Congratulations, friend.
Jill has been an inspiration to me for a very long time. She inspires and challenges me. She's one of the people that actually got me into the league in the first place. And she challenges me, and I think all of us, to think outside the box, to do more, to be more than we have been before. I think that's been evident in the work that she's done through her work on the board, through her work in the community, and particularly her vision and work on the 2020 Centennial Committee, leading us through that, and all of the things that came along with that. Jill is a person that sees no limits. She only sees opportunities, and she brings us along on the tour and encourages us to rise to the level of her enthusiasm, her grace, her humor. And it is my pleasure to congratulate you, Jill, on receiving this award, and all the best for what's yet to come.
Whenever you need anybody to organize something, or you need somebody to be persuaded, you need to call Jill. Throughout our centennial year, we worked with so many people that all had organizations, people from the league, politicians, you name them, and they all had their own ideas and own opinions of how we should do it. And Jill managed to put it all together and to listen to everybody and make this thing work. And we had a very successful year for our centennial of the league's birthday and of the women's right to vote. And in between all this, whenever I needed a little bit of support, Jill was there and was sending me messages of support with some things I was going through at the time. And I really appreciate that. I think that it's very appropriate that you, Jill, have won our first Legend of the League award. Congratulations.
It's no surprise to me that Jill Bernstein's being honored as the first Legend of the League. She is the quintessential citizen, engaged, a good researcher, active leadership, and willing to help us make our community the very best that we can make it. I became acquainted with her during the criminal justice reform effort early on, when it was just really hard for everyone in this county to find common ground. And she stepped in, she reported to the council how a committee that she worked with had found potential solutions, and then asked the council, what do you advise? What steps do you want us to take? And then she's on board to make sure that they get accomplished. You know, we are so fortunate. I used to wake up in the middle of the night thinking, what if everyone in Bellingham didn't care? And then I realized, you know, it wouldn't be fun to be mayor of that kind of a place. We're way too involved. We like to roll up our sleeves, debate, yes, but get things done. That's Jill Bernstein. Jill, congratulations to you. This is the honor you deserve.
Of course, Jill, I want to congratulate you on this prestigious and really very well-deserved honor. Congratulations, my friend.
Congratulations on being a legend in your own time. It's something that we all remarked about and joked about as we saw you in and out of court, but you certainly deserve this. You are one of the people who I know in Bellingham who always made a difference. Can't think of anybody else who practiced law as hard and with as much passion as you did for your clients. And I know that to you, justice and fairness and doing things the right way are always important. And so your work with the league is the same sort of thing. You're trying to make sure that everyone in the society gets their chance to be heard and to say their piece and to be part of the process. And nobody could do it better than you. Nobody, I don't think, would be any more perseverant than you. And I know that this sort of thing is embarrassing to you, but frankly, I think you're one of the best people that I've known, and I think you've done an excellent job in your career and certainly for the league. I was really pleased when before I retired, to see you actively working with the league and come to the elected officials events. There you were, and it was always great to see you and talk to you. And I know you're enjoying your retirement, but once again, congratulations. I miss seeing you, but you've earned this, and the award is clearly a good one for you.
So I was remembering when we first met, and it was 8 years ago. I had to look it up, but I remember that it was at the library at some meeting that the league was having. And I don't know what the meeting was about, but I remember that we were being introduced for the first time, and you were really warm, and I remember your laugh. We just met each other, and we had both said, yes, we'll be co-presidents, but we didn't know each other at all. And I'm just so glad that I took a chance on you and that I learned a lot from you, and it was great fun. As most of the group knows, you're the one who was always stepping on the gas to do more things, and I was sometimes putting on the brakes, but it was almost always successful, I think. And I'm so glad that we had this chance together. I was remembering that first annual meeting that we had in, must have been May 2014. It was at the Bellwether Hotel, jam-packed on a sunny evening. Very good planning in that regard. But our guest speaker was Stephanie Coons, and you had just seen an article about her, or that she had written, which was shared on NPR or in the print media. Sent her one of your little emails, and she said yes, that she would come to talk about her research on the contemporary changes about marriage and the family and such things. Well, it filled the hall, and it got us launched on that, the ideas and the concepts for the Women's Economic Security Study. But what I remember about that meeting is you were up front thanking everybody in your usual very gracious way to make your individualized personal thank yous to the different people who had done so much to make the year a success. And I was going around with my basket of chocolates, this concept of giving a little token gift of chocolate to each person, that worked well until we had 100 people at their tables in the room. So anyway, that was one of our fun partnerships that I think fondly of. And along the lines of saying thanks, I remember you're saying you can never thank people enough. And so thanks a million, Jill, for all that you've done for the league.
Everyone is so comfortable around you because you're able to use a gesture or a comment to bring people together so that there is ensuing conversation after your introduction. And you did this for me when I first joined the league. I felt like I had a niche. I felt so comfortable and so excited about the opportunities to do so many things, whether it was helping at the forums, going to socials or dinners, or what else did we do? Oh, voter registration, setting up for events, and then the best of all, your love, planning events. So here I am, your co-event planner, and we have had so much fun planning and organizing and orchestrating the conversations with elected officials. Most importantly, we have fun. The fun factor is never left out with you, Jill. And the fun factor is so great, in fact, that it convinced my husband, Rob, to serve wine with your husband, Michael. Who knew that he would ever do that? The fun factor reigns. Indeed, legendary. Now, Jill, you hit the high mark with the 100th anniversary of women's right to vote. How could I forget that? My gosh. We sold that book, The Women's Hour, and we had it signed, and we had the author come. And then, to top it all off, we had that wonderful gala at the museum right before COVID. I think it was the last thing we actually did. That gala at the museum was the stuff of legends, as are you, my dear friend Jill. Thank you so much, dear friend.
One of your amazing strong suits, Jill, has been your ability to tell stories, to learn completely about your clients and the people that you worked with and for and cared about. And you would learn their story and tell their stories in such a passionate and strong way that people heard you, juries heard you, judges heard you, and eventually made a big difference in those people's lives when their stories were heard and that may not have been heard, and their lives were impacted in a positive way. So you can bring tears in many ways that have been amazing throughout your career. But you also have a sense of humor, and I think people have talked about that. And together, we, moving forward from both of us having been, you'll remember, both of us were in public sector for a long time, but we both decided to go into private practice at about the same time. And one of my favorite stories from then was the two of us having opened an office and taken care of many details, but not the detail about who was going to clean the office. So not wanting to assume that our legal assistant would want to vacuum the floor every morning, often you and I were found to be in our heels pushing a vacuum cleaner around and pretending to be June Cleaver and Donna Reed with our heels on and our suits. And we just thought that was the funniest thing in the world. And what I love is that we can still laugh about that today. I believe that you've helped to educate the community, and you have benefited the entire community by the work. I believe that you're truly a legend of the league. This is such a perfect honor for you to become the first legend of the league. And I'm proud to call you my friend, Jill. I want to say congratulations.